All right. Are we ready? Let's get that mic. Yeah, that works. All right. I'm going to do a quick intro. Hello. Oops. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that this mic is working because it's not working from my headphones. But anyway, hello and welcome to Laugh About It Radio Hour. I am DJ Lazulili, and today I have the honor of interviewing the lovely Nina Dicker. Nina Dicker, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Nina Dicker. I'm a stand-up comedian here in Los Angeles, California. And, wow. Sorry, I'm like still taking Lazulili. What a name.
Yeah.
That's a sick DJ name.
Thank you. You know, I came from Lapis Lazuli, the precious stone, one of my favorites.
100%.
My name's Lily, so boom, fuse it together. What do you got?
I love that for you.
Lazuli. Okay, before we get started and have a wonderful talk here, I just want to shout out Pita Chip Hour, hosted by DJ Pita Chip. That was on just before this. All right, now we're getting into it. We're getting into the meat, the bone, the marrow. What's your favorite steak cut?
My favorite steak. Oh, what a great question. I would say probably ribeye.
Ribeye's good.
Yeah, but honestly, I'll eat any steak as long as it's cooked rare.
Oh.
I'm a big rare girly.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, we have taste.
Yeah. And I think that's the dignified way to eat it, right?
And whoever doesn't eat it rare is wrong.
Undignified. What do you call it? A cultureless swine.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And they probably don't even eat swine right.
No, they probably cook it too long.
I'll pray for them.
Well, thoughts and prayers. All right. So before we get into any of the particulars, I just want to ask you, just straight up and down, what does comedy mean to you?
Oh, man. Comedy to me personally, it means storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big storyteller, mostly because crazy stuff happens to me all the time, good or bad. And at a certain point, you have to stop being sad about it, and you're like, what is this good for? And then you're like, what can I use this for? And I'm like, comedy, content. And comedy has also helped me process a lot of like really terrible things. I will say it is a little jarring when I'll be telling someone a story about something absolutely horrendous that happened to me, and I'll be giggling, and they're like, are you okay though?
I find that comedy is really great for turning negatives into positives. But you say you're kind of like you attract crazy stories.
Yeah. Well, negative and positive.
Not negative and positive.
But I feel like negative versus positive is sometimes subjective.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, I have things that happen to me that are, I guess, like, generally negative, but I don't let them necessarily, like, affect me as much as other people. It has to be pretty dang negative to affect me in any way. And I will say, I did grow into that. I didn't used to be like that. I only started trying to be more positive maybe, like, a few years ago after some pretty terrible stuff happened. But it's like really helped, especially in the comedy world. It's really helped me gain like a fantastic perspective on things.
Interesting. And so would you say that comedy helped you develop that worldview, or do you think that you developed that worldview and that just translated into comedy, something along those lines?
I think comedy helped me develop that for sure. I think I feel like when I talk to a lot of, especially comedians who are women or female presenting, they always say the same thing. They're like, yeah, as soon as I started diving into comedy, I realized, like, oh, this really helps me view the world in a totally different way, a different light, and it also helps me process, like, my own shit.
Okay, interesting. And I have 2 follow-up questions for that. First of all, how long have you been doing comedy for? And then second of all, what is the different worldview, like before and after? Can you get into specifics?
Absolutely. I've been doing comedy I've always been really funny, very naturally, but I've started doing stand-up comedy like late 2022, so I'm still technically a baby in the comedy world. I think they call it green. I like to call it baby.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting to toddler status, but we'll see what happens.
The terrible twos.
The terrible two,
It's terrible twos, troublesome threes.
Fucked up fours.
Fucked up fours. What? 5.
Fatherless
Freaky fives.
Oh, that's better. I like that one
Fabulous
better.
fives. Freaky fabulous.
exact fatherless, perhaps. Who knows?
Fatherless, ferocious.
Ferocious. Oh, oh God, we started riffing and I totally forgot what it.
You're in your baby slash
I'm in my baby
toddler
stage.
stage.
I will say I did have a bit of a leg up in comedy simply because like I've been doing, I was doing theater for a long time, so I was not necessarily like shy to the stage. I knew about getting on stage, and then I'd also been writing for longer than that. I've always loved writing stories, be it like fiction or nonfiction. I've always had a passion for writing. And so I just kind of like took that, combined it, and like went into stand-up comedy. And I will say, even though I had a leg up, it was still really a huge learning curve. Stand-up comedy is a massive learning curve.
Absolutely.
No matter where you start at.
Doesn't matter where you're coming from. Although with this theater leg up, like what type of theater were you doing?
I was doing like stage plays.
Okay.
I was an actress before I became a comedian.
Right on.
Thank you. And that did help me overcome like stage fright. But I will say stand-up comedy is something where like when you're performing it on stage, you have to be connecting with the audience. You have to be looking at them. And like I hadn't quite clocked that yet, so I was doing my theatrical training. I was fourth walling it up, like performing to the back of the stage, and people were like, where is she looking? They're like, who is she looking at? And I'm like, nowhere.
Nowhere.
I'm like, nobody perceived me.
Yeah. And so what is the difference between, shoot, I had another question for you. My question was the different worldviews. Let's get into that, and then I'll ask you more about your theater.
Yeah, of course.
You're giving me great conversational leads.
I'm just like so good at conversation. It's like a blessing and a curse.
So far, smooth sailing.
Crushing it.
Hashtag awesome. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear about these different worldviews, the before and the after.
Yeah, I think the before, I used to think things like, you know, how unlucky I was, because like crazy stuff. What I just like, my friends would joke, they're like, Nina, you're like the only person I know who can never catch a break.
I'm
like,
intrigued by these crazy stories. We got to hear some of these later on down the road. Okay,
you
great.
will, absolutely. There's
Wonderful.
no way I can't. I can't come on radio and not tell a crazy story. That would be ridiculous. But like, you know, I feel like I was perceiving everything as negative, you know, like at a certain point I was, before I came here, I was living in New York City in Washington Heights, but I was also poor. So I wasn't really like living in New York City. I was just kind of like going through it.
Yeah.
New York City.
Washington Heights, that's a pretty cushy neighborhood, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it isn't? Oh. Wait, but
I think you're thinking of the Upper West Side.
Maybe.
Yeah. Washington Heights is the place in Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical.
In the Heights.
Yeah, in the Heights, yeah. So it's very Dominican heavy, which I loved because I had taught music in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and so
you have had many lives.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm that kind of person who has like every job. They're like, hey, can I hang out with you Friday? I'm like, no, I'm walking like 4 dogs. And then I have to do a radio show. And then I do have to run up to City Walk because I'm fixing an escape room that broke. And they're like,
yeah.
what? And this is all real things.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm just a girl who has all of the jobs. But I taught music in the Dominican Republic, and all of my Spanish was Dominican, so I knew Dominican slang. So it was really easy to talk with vendors and kind of like converse with people and show that like, hey, I'm not trying to gentrify anything. Like I want to speak your language. I want to eat your food. We're cool.
Right on. A-okay. Awesome. And so. When did you move out? So you grew up in Connecticut. Sorry, radio listeners, this is background info. You grew up in Connecticut. You moved to Dominican Republic, then New York, then LA.
No, I was bouncing back and forth between. I was teaching music in the Dominican Republic and in Haiti.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so the DR, I think we only really taught in Loma de Cabrera. I think at one point the team went to Punta Cana to do a little bit of teaching, but I wasn't on that specific trip to go teach. And then in Haiti, we taught in Tillery. We taught in, oh my God, why am I blanking on all of the names? It's the capital of Haiti.
You're asking the wrong person. Port-au-Prince?
Port-au-Prince.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. We only taught once in Port-au-Prince because...
That was an educated guess.
Because the school in Port-au-Prince was a little little hoity-toity, and we were like, that's not our vibe.
Right.
And then we taught in Central Plateau, or
Okay.
Plateau Central a lot.
Okay.
All fantastic places. The kids were great. But
Awesome.
it was mostly like a twice a year thing.
Okay.
About 2 weeks each trip. And then we tried to, because we couldn't necessarily get out there a lot, we tried to establish like a program so that they could continue their teaching while we were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we would come back, we'd, establish more, kind of like
building it up slowly over time.
exactly. And like we go and we teach some of the kids to become teachers so that they could teach while that we were gone. And
Right on.
yeah, it was super fun, and I'm really glad that I was able to. It started after the earthquake in Haiti.
Okay. And remind me when that was again. That was in the late 2010s.
Yeah, that was I want to say it was 2012. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The years have blurred together after 2020.
Who knows?
But that's when the idea kind of started,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went with this group and we just started teaching music. The group itself was secular. We weren't like missionaries or anything, but we kind of were like, what can we give the people of Haiti that's not going to necessarily like disappear, in the sense of, clothes will be sold or become used and have to go away, or food gets eaten and then it's gone. And there were already people doing that. So we were like, we can bring music.
There's
Because
something intangible, because intangibility, that sticks.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And so, we keep getting off.
Oh, well, this actually
Track.
segues into worldviews.
Worldviews. There we go.
I think there's a lot of stuff I did in life that was, it helped me to come to be a more positive or just to view things in a less negative light. And so that was one of them in building that groundwork. But then when I was living in New York, I was, struggling, and I was kind of feeling down on myself, and crazy stuff was happening, et cetera, et cetera. And then I kind of remembered something my mom had said to me when I was a little bit younger. She was telling the story of my youngest sister's birth. And it's this insane story, crazy story, where she's like, she wasn't supposed to give birth. She was visiting my little brother at the hospital. He was getting his tonsils out. She went into labor, and she was like, oh my God, no.
She went into the labor at the hospital, though.
Yes, but it was not her hospital.
Oh, no.
It was-
So they had to pick her up in an ambulance.
Well, so you'd think, except here's the issue.
Oh,
In
jeez.
my family, our labor is fast. We don't even have labor. Like, my grandma was born in the waiting room. My mom was born in the elevator.
Wow.
Like, we don't get to the room. Like, we're blessed with fast labor.
You know what? Yeah, that's a blessing and a cursing. Maybe mostly a blessing. I'd
Mostly
say.
a blessing. But, like, not if you're at the wrong hospital.
Yeah.
And in Connecticut, so we were at Yale, was where my brother was getting his tonsils out. And that was about an hour away from her hospital. And also, her hospital was doing, like, a special. If you were giving birth, you got lobster and steak.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so she was like, she wanted to get that hospital.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But she was also like, and also Yale was like, we don't want you to give birth here. This isn't your hospital. But she was like, you're going to need to, I don't know, like, what are we going to do? And so they gave her medicine, and she had a severe allergic reaction to it, and then she almost died. And then, I know, it was insane. So here's the thing.
all for that lobster and steak.
All for the lobster and
combo.
steak. And by the way, she ended up having to give birth at that hospital, and she had mac and cheese instead.
Oh, I would flip a table.
I know, she was pissed.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
No, she was so upset. But she tells a story. It's hilarious, by the way. She's also such an animated person. Her birthday was yesterday, by the way. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mom.
birthday! Ta-ta-ta.
But I remember listening to this story as I was like older. I had to have been in my late teens, and I stopped her because I'd heard the story a ton of times, and I
Right.
loved it. I would always tell her to tell it. But finally, I was like, "Hey, Mom, so like this story, hilarious. I love it. It's my favorite story." But also, it's just now hitting me. I was like, I just grew empathy. It's just now hitting me that you literally almost died. Like, because they gave her the medicine, and then she had woken up in the middle of the night, and she was like woozy, and she kind of like saw herself in the mirror. She was like, everything was inflamed. She was like clearly, but when like, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced like a near death situation,
Can't
but
say I have.
when you're kind of like dying, you're super confused. Everything's going really slowly, and you don't really know what to do. And so she's sitting there in the bed, super woozy, realizing that this is really bad. She cannot breathe. By the way, my dad, asleep.
Yeah. Get up,
I know,
Jared,
yeah.
come
And she was
on.
like, hello? And so she's like pressing the call button, and the nurse is going, hello? What is it? Like,
Show some compassion.
yeah, and she's just like, she can't. She's like, hello? Speak up. And then my mom said in slow motion, as she's like losing consciousness, she sees like the door swing open and the doctor like with the, epi or whatever, like running in. And they like stab her with the epi and they're like, oh my God. My dad doesn't wake up.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to do that. They're just out.
Ugh, they really
Like a
do.
light.
But I was like, Mom, you almost died and you did not get your steak and lobster.
That's a double whammy bad
Yeah.
experience.
I was like, and you also kind of realize you're married to an idiot. Like, what happened? Like, how is this a funny story? And she was like, Nina, if I cried at everything bad and sad that has happened to me in my entire life, I would literally never stop crying. And I was like,
word.
that's fair. That's true.
Yeah.
And so I just started to think about that when I was living in New York. And I was like, oh my God, if I don't stop being sad, I'm never going to not be sad.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of really flipped a switch. Sometimes it flips back and forth. I'm a girl. I can be sad sometimes. But
Yeah.
but that really helps me to kind of like become a person where humor did really have a lot of healing aspects to it. Because that way, if something bad happened, I could be like, well, wait, how can I tell this in a way that makes it funny?
Awesome. And this is actually a great segue into my asking you, how do you write jokes?
Oh, man. That's actually really funny.
And where do you keep them?
Oh,
Up your sleeves?
everywhere. I have jokes on my phone. I have jokes on my laptop. I have them on my whiteboard at home. I have them written in journals. Just whatever's closest to me, really,
Yeah.
as best I can. I will say, writing jokes for me was a little bit hard because like sometimes I'd say stuff and I know it's funny and I'm like, I gotta write that down. But sometimes I say stuff and people are like, is this a bit? I was like,
And they have to ask you if
Yeah,
it's
and
funny,
like,
and then that means it's
huh? And they're like, no, you should. Are you not doing a bit? This is hilarious. And I'm like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah. Like, they're like, wait, you haven't written this down? And I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, is this funny?
You're just out and about.
I'm just
and you're,
living my life.
You're just dropping some bars, and
Yes.
people are like, write that down.
Yes, truly. Sometimes I don't know when something is funny. I really don't sometimes. And when I first started comedy, I really struggled because I'm used to writing in a written style that will be read, like just like in book style, that will be like read with your eyes later. I'm not used to necessarily writing in a way that's going to be spoken. And so I was doing a lot of writing and then rereading the writing, and everyone's like, it's just not working. It's just not getting the response. And at one point I was like in my bedroom, like running some bit that I'd written that was just not coming out very naturally. And the person who was filming it was like, wait, is that how that happened? And I was like, no. And then I started telling the story and finished. We're in stitches. We're absolutely freaking dying. And then I was like, oh my God, did I just accidentally do stand-up comedy? And then we played the tape back and it was like the perfect 5-minute bit. And then we just took that and like translated it to paper. And so now I don't really write jokes. I record myself speaking. I just kind of talk out loud, and then I take that and I transcribe it, and that's how I write my jokes is out loud.
Some other comics have said that as well. It's much more easy to get your brain squeaking when you are talking out loud rather than writing. I feel like writing activates a totally different part of the brain, right?
Yes.
Whereas when you're speaking, it's almost as though you're having a conversation, and there's higher stakes when you're having a conversation. At least that's how I see it.
100%.
And so I'm very similarly to you. I also record things, or I video. Do you ever do that?
Yeah. Oh my God, all the time. Especially when I'm like practicing a bit that is going to be a little more physical than others. I video myself because I'm like, I have to know what I look like.
Yeah.
Like I can't do this without knowing.
You have to know how you carry yourself, how to flap your arms at certain bits.
Because I was like, if I'm too still, I'm like, that does not look good. I'm like, no,
And so when you're on stage, do you act as a character, or is it like a conversation with audience?
No, I think I'm very much myself on stage. There might be aspects of myself that I tend to exaggerate on stage. I will say I try not to laugh at myself on stage. I try to get very serious about what I'm saying, even when it's ridiculous. Because when I am telling something that happened, even if I'm saying funny things, when I'm in it, I'm so in it, and it's like serious. I'm like, no, like I can say funny stuff, but I'm not gonna laugh. And so I try to do that on stage. Whereas when I'm in a conversation, I'm a little looser.
Yeah,
but
a little bit more goofy.
Yeah, but no, I'd say I worked really hard to bring more of myself into stand up and less of like a character.
And was that always the case? Or were you more timid kind of if you're in the baby stage, what would the stage, the fetal stage?
For sure. I think that one, oh, thank God I aborted it. I think that one was, I was trying to, because again, stand-up is so complicated. There are so many aspects that you have to work on, and it's really hard to work on them simultaneously. And so in trying to work on making my writing more conversational, I wasn't necessarily clocking that. I was trying to kind of like imitate comedians that were like the personas that were most popular. So I would get on stage and I'd do the new type of writing, but I would kind of be like laid back about it. I am not a laid back person. I've never once been laid back. I am so stressed all the time. Like even when I'm relaxed, I'm stressed. And so it's like, you know, my friends were like, hey babe, you're like being a cool kid on the stage.
Cool guy,
and you're not that. Like that's not who you are at all. That's not what your writing is. So everyone's confused.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
The audience totally picks up on when you're being fake. That's something that I've noticed. A lot of people have said that when they were first getting started and they tried to be all these different people. They tried to be like The Daily Show. They tried to be like, I don't know, John Mulaney. But that's not who they are.
Exactly. And it's like, we already have those.
We already have them. There's this really, really great. There's this really great.
So great.
There's this really great quote it's like an ancient Chinese proverb or something, and it's not actually. It says, why be someone else? No. You should be yourself because everyone else is taken. And it's corny, and it belongs on a Target t-shirt, but it's actually very, very good.
No, that's so white women of us to be like, oh, we love that.
I'm putting that in my kitchen on
on
a little wooden sign right next to my Live, Laugh, Love.
Perfect. I love it.
Perfect.
Pour yourself a big glass of white wine.
Oh, yeah. This wine tastes like the kids can cook their own dinner. I love that. I love those magnets. Or the aprons, and it's like,
oh my god,
that's like Loki Misandris. They always get me.
No, I do love that. I think the kitschiness is hilarious.
Yes, and all the wine stuff. Oh, it's so good. And I always send stuff like that to my mom, and my mom thinks she's in that demographic where she loves wine and she hates men.
100%.
But she doesn't find it funny, and so I'm just laughing at it by myself as like ever since I was like a teenager, like a 14-year-old girl being like, this wine. It's like I've never tasted wine in my life.
I'm like, make alcoholism fun again. It's for us. It's for the women.
It's for the divorced mothers with their giant red wine glasses sitting at the counter, and cracking jokes that their kids don't find funny.
Exactly.
Right? And that's what life is all about.
Hear that, moms? Bringing alcoholism back.
Mother's Day is in 2 weeks.
Oh,
I'm
I
excited.
get my mom something.
Oh, do you usually do something for Mother's Day?
I mean, like, no, because I'm here. My mom's in Connecticut, but I will be going back home.
That's exciting.
Middle of May, because my youngest sister is graduating.
Where's she graduating from?
From Amherst.
No way!
Yeah.
That's they're in a consortium, aren't they? Like it's one of those 5 colleges.
Yes.
I don't know.
I feel so bad. She's gonna listen to this and be like, "You don't know." I'd be like, of course I know.
No, we know.
I was testing you.
We know. We know.
I was testing you. Yeah. No, she's graduating for business.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. Every single let's see, my sister graduated with, I think it was like a major in chemistry and biology and a minor in neuroscience or something like that.
That's
My-
a lot.
Yeah, and my brother's in a PhD MD program right now, and he graduated with biomedical engineering. I don't know what that
Okay.
is. And then my
Okay.
youngest sister did business, and I'm like, I did theater.
Hey.
One of us is gonna be poor the whole time.
But you should. I feel like if there's more than two siblings, one of them has to have that crazy degree in like astrophysics, and one of them has to be an arts major, so that one person learns to rely on the other, and the other person learns to be generous. And
Exactly.
that kind of symbiosis, I feel like that makes better people.
I do feel
Right.
like the artsy ones are typically the younger siblings, but I was like, no, I got here first. That's taken.
Yes,
That's mine.
There
So.
you go. Well, I'm actually gonna flip up the script. I was the oldest. I still am.
was gonna say,
yikes. My brothers aren't accelerating any older than me. But what I was gonna say is, I'm the oldest. I'm doing the arts degree,
Hell yeah.
and my brothers are doing the math and science.
Boo.
boom, 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 boom.
Wait, what's your degree?
anthropology?
Oh my god. Is that the one?
Think like monkeys and people.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
May her beautiful soul rest in peace.
I know. I have a tape, like a literal tape somewhere where when I was in 3rd grade, we had to do like the biggest book report ever, where we would do a report on a person.
Mm.
And then for extra credit, we could make a small short documentary
Oh wow.
on that
okay.
person. So I played Jane Goodall in my documentary, and my siblings played monkeys. And I keep telling my mom, I'm like, I have to get this for you.
That's so good. That's gold.
It's gold.
That's like the type of tape that you bring out at weddings and
Yeah.
funerals even.
Yeah, and you can really tell on the tape, like, just how obnoxious a child I was. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
If you're going into theater, you got to be a little bit obnoxious as a kid.
Legally.
Legally, yes, legally, morally, philosophically.
So you're an anthropology major,
Anthropology
but
major.
are you interviewing comedians because you're being told to interview comedians, or do you also enjoy comedy yourself?
Well, there's a gun being held to my hand, or not to my hand, my
Listen,
head.
I would be scared if a gun was held in my hand as well.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
Either way.
it's pretty bad.
There's a gun involved.
No,
Can we say that on a college campus? Never mind.
Who knows? I'm interviewing comedians because I find comedy very, very interesting.
Rad.
And like you were saying earlier, comedy is about turning situations into something that you can laugh at, and it just, more of a positive worldview comes out of that. And I do think that young people are inheriting a world at a pretty messy time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty messy. I've actually turned off my news notifications.
Yeah. 100%.
Can't do it anymore. But I think that comedy is going to break us out of this. You know how not everyone, one person on my YouTube recommended is saying that there's going to be a 2030 renaissance and
Yeah.
we're all going to be happy again. I think that comedy is going to spearhead that,
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
You always need comedy.
Yeah, 100%.
Comedy is what makes us laugh. Comedy sometimes can make us cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes. If it's good, it makes you cry, and then it makes you laugh 20 seconds later.
I'm so glad you said that, because I recently recorded my hour,
Mm.
and that was a big goal of my hour. There's like some pretty heavy stuff in there, and so I wanted to. I also really enjoy making people cry in an artistic way.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
in like
part
a-
of being a storyteller.
I know. Imagine if I was just like, I like making people cry, just whenever.
period.
No, but I for the special, I really focused on like balancing the building of tension
Mm-hmm.
and the breaking of tension, and like the weaving through some complicated emotions and putting
Yeah.
that into comedy, and I'm really, really proud of it.
That's awesome. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
All right, I'm turning to my infamous red book. This comes on to every
Oh, fun.
episode, and it has all of my questions here.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm just gonna pick a question. Let's see.
Okay.
What got you started into comedy?
Oh, what got me started in comedy? COVID happened.
Yes. Oh yeah, I did.
And I was like, I have to do something else. I'm so sad. I also like wasn't really acting. I was in New York just trying to like make money.
Mm.
And so eventually COVID happened, and I was talking to someone who told me I should do stand-up comedy. And a bunch of people had always told me I should do stand-up comedy, but I was like, I'm actually not on any SSRIs. I don't think that I can, because I was like, I think you have to be like really mentally unwell to do comedy. But turns out you do. And I got there, but
Yeah, you met the threshold.
I met the threshold.
Oh,
but I was
wonderful.
like, I'm not gonna do, because what was happening was like stand-up comedy over Zoom.
Mm,
I was like,
Ooh.
I'd rather eat glass.
yeah, that
Then
doesn't
do
sound great.
Stand-up comedy over Zoom. So I wrote a book in the vein of like, if I were to tell my stories, my funny stories to somebody. And then I published that book on Amazon.
Right on.
And then it did get banned recently. So I'm working
How
on...
come?
Amazon is doing... It was like up there for 5 years. Almost 5 years exactly
Yeah.
when it got banned. Amazon's doing this new like AI thing where they're like... I think they're just like broad checking a bunch of books. And sometimes they get flagged when they're not supposed to get flagged. And so mine got flagged, and I emailed them being like, hey, why? My book's been on here for 5 years. Like, what triggered it? Because here's the thing. If it's a small thing, I can change it. And I
Yeah.
can republish it. It's not an issue for me. And they emailed back being like, oh, we don't know. And I was like, and I emailed 5 more times, and I got the same canned response, different names at the bottom of the email, exact same response, being like, we actually can't tell you at this time, and we don't know if we'll ever be able to tell you, but it did violate our guidelines. And I kept being like, I read your guidelines.
Yeah.
It doesn't, there's nothing in there that would violate it. And they're like,
That's ridiculous.
it did. Well, it did. And then eventually I just sent a high resolution photo of me sobbing, and they did not respond.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they didn't like that. So
Dude, the Amazon AI probably just short circuited. It was like,
Yeah, I don't
how do
think
I
it knew.
process this?
I don't think I knew what to do. They were like, I don't want to talk to this woman anymore. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can publish it through Barnes and Noble, because they're cool.
Yeah. For the meantime,
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll see how that progresses.
We'll freaking see.
Who is Barnes and Noble?
I don't know. I like to think Barnes and Noble are better than Mark Zuckerberg, but
Yeah,
who knows?
they are. I'm sure they are.
Yeah, which by the way is who I'm told that I look most like on the internet.
Mark Zuckerberg?
I made a video about this where it was like, what do people tell you that you look like? And I was like, oh, they tell me I look like a Renaissance painting or one of those boar's eye dogs.
Oh.
But then there's like, I swear to God, I've gotten like hundreds of comments being like, Mark Zuckerberg? And I'm like, hey, stop.
Yeah, what? Okay.
I know this is radio, so don't imagine me looking like Mark Zuckerberg.
No,
right
I'm
now.
gonna just try because I
Yeah.
can't see it at all.
Yeah.
I can't. Wait,
Neither can I.
I've got a picture of Mark Zuckerberg here.
Yeah.
There's no relation.
No.
There's absolutely no relation.
If you're ever like, what other insecurities do I have or should I have? Start posting a lot on the internet,
Ooh.
and people will be like, well, here's the thing. You know, I get the typical ones like, you have a big forehead. And I'm like, yeah, I also have mirrors. Like, I know what I have. I know what I look like.
Yeah.
And then one day some guy very innocently was like, did you know, truly not trying to be mean, like, did you know your eyes are like at two different heights? And I was like,
Oh.
no. I was like, no, I actually didn't notice that.
Are they?
Yeah, slightly. I like asked friends, I was like, hey, did you guys know that my eyes are not aligned? And
They're like, yes, we've been knowing.
Of course. Why? And I was like, what? And they're like, you didn't know that?
Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay, this actually leads me to a question that I had for you because in creepy stalker fashion, I was going over some of your videos prior to having you on, and I noticed that you do a lot of this juxtaposition of like, this is what a good-looking female comedian presents herself as. This is not who I am.
Yeah.
I really respect that, especially as, you know, being a woman in entertainment, there is this expectation, and you totally just kind of, you give it the Chinese middle finger almost.
That's true.
And I just want to ask you, how did you get to that point, that level of comfortability where you're just like, fuck it.
I think at a certain point after you've been posting on the internet for a while, it's kind of like, I can really say whatever I want.
Yeah.
And do whatever I want. And it's also like, you know, I have opinions about myself that I'm totally comfortable with, in the sense of like, I'm not from Los Angeles. I know I'm not an LA 10. Like, I'm not a model. I never
LA 10s are
claimed to
scary
be one.
breed.
They're so scary. Sometimes they have personalities and sometimes they don't. And I'm lucky because I look a way where I had to develop a personality, and I respect that. But you know, there are videos where I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not hot, and I don't really give a shit. And there are videos where I'm like, I'm actually the hottest person to ever live, and you guys can't tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
And I mean them both.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do not care. You can tell me I'm not as hot as this person over here, and like, yeah, you might be right. But also, like,
Depends on the day.
yeah, it depends on the day. Also, like, depends on my mood.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, don't pit me against another woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, I actually think she's pretty cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Something that I've been playing around with, this idea, and I just pitched it to my roommate, is this idea that you are simultaneously the best and the worst versions of yourself. So I told my roommate, listen, let's find the sexiest pictures of us, and let's put it next to the worst pictures of us, and let's write this catchphrase, and let's tape it right on the door so that every day before we wake up, or before we head out into the big broad world, we have to face our best self and our worst self. And so, you know, you leave knowing that you have the potential to be your best self, but knowing that you might end up being your worst self. But that's okay, because at one point you were your best self, and at one point you were your worst self, and you are both at the same time.
Yes.
And you don't have too big of a head because you see your worst self, and you don't have as low esteem because you see your best self.
I love that. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, and I feel like that could be incorporated more, just this acknowledging that you suck sometimes, and sometimes you just, like, absolutely mogtastic.
Yes. And honestly, that would be really easy for female comedians to do, because we take amazing photos of ourselves. We have amazing tape. And then if you go to a comedy show and there's somebody taking pictures, they make sure to get a picture of you from the absolute worst angle you've ever fucking seen.
From right down here.
Yeah, they're like, a woman's on stage, they go low. Like, why are we doing that?
The knee shot.
Yeah, they're like, if I can, like, she doesn't have a double chin, but if I can give her one, I will.
And maybe, do you think they ever go in and post and, like, draw one in?
All the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at a photo and I'm like, did you edit that to make me look even worse? Like, did you add sweat to my forehead? What are we doing? Like, how dare it? And the men always look amazing. I'm like, hey,
that's messed up.
Guys, what are we doing?
Seriously, I've noticed that. I have noticed that. I've gone to shows, and they have this most beautiful, like, what do you call them, a headshot.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh my god, I can't even wait for this. This guy is so good looking. Sit down. Oh, yeah, looks like my Uncle Joey. Who is this guy?
100%. And
Not
I'm like,
to put down. They're still very funny people. But, looks aren't everything.
they are most things, but not everything.
They
For
make
sure.
up a couple things.
Exactly. No, it's very much like oh my god, no, I had something in my head. It's very much like nope, it's gone.
I hate that.
It's
I hate
okay.
when that happens.
There's you know what? Women will understand. I feel like there's always like 25 different conversations going on in my head, and sometimes I'm like, right, and it's gone. I'm like, there's still about 24 conversations going, but I did lose that 25th one, and that's okay. It'll come back.
If it's important, it'll come back. That's what my mom always used to say. I'm gonna pull
in the night.
in the middle of the night.
Jarringly.
Oh, I have a funny story for you. I actually went to New York recently, and I was on the plane, and prior to getting on the plane, my friend and I were discussing, what is it called when, so this is going to be a bit graphic, I apologize. What is it called?
You know me, I hate graphic things.
When you get, like, your butthole is, like, inflamed. And we couldn't think of the word. We couldn't think of the word. And I'm on the plane, and I remember, I go, hemorrhoids! Hemorrhoids! Freaked the person out sitting next to me, but I was so excited, I exclaimed it out loud.
Yeah.
And it was like an elderly woman. She's like, oh, who the fuck am I sitting next to? I get off the plane. As soon as I turn off airplane mode, my friend texted me saying, hemorrhoids! Exclamation point. We were working on the same level. And
I love that. I love when friends are like that.
that's a testament to, I think, the female mind's ability to cross-communicate.
Yeah. At first I thought you were talking about the stabbing pain you get in your butthole when you're on your period, and I went, lightning butthole? Like,
Wait, that's a thing?
I don't know if that's the term, but I
That's a
feel like
good
it
term.
should be.
Yeah, that is a good
Surprise
term.
lightning butthole. that one's for the ladies.
For the ladies out there. That feels like a Pokemon attack.
Pikachu, surprise lightning butthole. Perfect.
Have you ever considered going on Pokemon and pitching this?
I should.
Yeah.
I should. But I'm
Speaking of...
a woman. They would hate it.
Yeah.
I would employ a man to say it, and then it might happen.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Like that, there was like a social experiment where this black family not rented, but they hired a white family to go in and try and put a, shoot, what do you call it? A deal down on a house.
Oh, yeah.
Put a bid on the house. And then they came in and they're like, surprise, we're actually black. And the realtor had already accepted the fake white family's bid, and so it was just like, oops. It was like a gotcha. It was really me all along.
Crazy.
Like 2 kids in a trench coat kind of a situation.
I love 2 kids in a trench coat.
Yeah, but with more socio-historical, cultural impacts.
Perfect.
Yeah, right?
We love politics.
We love politics. And so, shoot, I had a question. Oh, your jobs. You said you have like
so many.
18 jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are like the reoccurring ones currently?
Currently, I am an overhired carpenter, and I fix escape rooms when they break sometimes.
That is awesome.
Thank you. I dog sit for people, but mostly I dog sit for this writer and actress couple who are fantastic. They're the best. Their dogs, can I say their dog's name? They're like a little bit famous, so I can't, I probably can't say the name, but dog, super cute, very dumb,
Aw.
dumbest dog I've ever
Dumb
sat.
dogs.
And they agree. But what else do I do? I waitress. Ew, gross. And like, here's the thing, crazy. This waitress job that I have, I'm like, I've been there for like a minute, and so they definitely can't get rid of me. But because they can't get rid of me, I'm allowed to be a little bit mean to the customers. So I feel like I can never leave because that's a huge perk.
That is a good perk.
Yeah.
And you know what? People actually crave mean waitresses because it makes the experience more authentic rather than like, hi, how are you? What can I get for you?
I think it's because typically if you say something with a smile, you can get away with saying literally anything.
Oh, I see. You still have the smile.
Oh, absolutely.
Go fuck yourself.
Yes, 100%. Like, people will sit down. People will ignore the host. They'll sit down, and I'll walk
What?
over. Yeah.
That's not allowed. That's like illegal.
And this
in
is like a
several
nice
countries.
restaurant that I work at. And so they'll just sit down at a dirty table with no menus, and I'll ignore them because
hello?
I'm like, no menus. And they'll be like, hello? And I'll go, hi. Did you guys seat yourself? And they go, yeah. And then I go, oh, okay, it's your first time at a restaurant. So what we do here, and then I just keep going with a smile on my face so that they get confused, and they're like, wait, she said something mean, but is she being mean, or does she genuinely think it's our first time at the restaurant?
Oh, that's good.
Every time. I
That's
love
so
it.
good. Do you have to take breaks where you just like go and giggle behind a door?
Oh, absolutely.
Ugh,
or like tell people like, did you hear what table 30 said? Did you hear what I was able to say to table 30? Or like if the host is like, that person was mean to me, they're not understanding. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll talk to them. Yeah,
there you go.
every time. And
Hey,
I solve the
that's
problem
awesome.
every time.
Do you derive a lot of inspiration for your comedy from these odd jobs that you hold?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I do have a bit, I don't do it anymore simply because the company went under, but I did used to write auditory erotica for money.
What?
Yeah, porn.
Oh my god. Wait. Auditory erotica, is that like 50 Shades of Grey audiobook?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. So like
Oh.
porn that you listen to, which I know that's really confusing if you're a man, because men need like visual stimulation because
Ew.
they're very visual creatures. Yeah, but women, we just need someone to talk
Just
nice to us
The
for like 8
brief
minutes.
concept of like, yeah.
Yeah, if you can just have someone like express empathy in your ear for 8 minutes, you will reach climax.
And then some.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So what anecdotes came out of that?
Like what jokes?
Yeah.
Oh man.
What was you said you had a bit.
I do. I have a pretty long bit about writing porn, but I tell people that I write porn, and then I'm like, have you seen it? And they go, smattering of clapter. A smattering of clapter?
No. Clapter is a good. That's
It's
a
clapping and
portmanteau.
laughter.
Yeah, that's a portmanteau.
I do love a portmanteau.
Portmanteaus are great.
I love a
aren't they?
portmanteau.
Yeah.
I have a friend who actually keeps a list of portmanteaus in his phone.
That's good.
I'm like, wow, we should kiss. But I say, let's see, what do I do next? Oh, everyone always asks me how I got into writing porn, and so I kind of got my porn writing career the same way that most people start out writing for SNL, and that is auditioning for SNL.
So you had to audition for. So you were auditioning for SNL. Sorry, I totally missed the joke.
No.
You were auditioning for SNL.
Close.
You were auditioning for the porn writing website.
Close. So basically, the bit is you have to audition for SNL, and then they go, "You ever thought about writing instead?" And so it's like you audition for porn, and then like they go, "What about working behind the camera?" And so people always laugh at that, and I go, "It's okay. I was told I had the face for it."
I see.
And they're like, and sometimes I get a laugh, and sometimes I get like a, "Aw." I'm like, "Okay, so you agree?" Like, okay.
Wait, I totally didn't get that. That's so funny.
Listen, it's so funny. You're running a whole radio show. You're trying to think of questions at the same time. I could never. I just talk too much to be able to think of questions. So the questions just come out naturally. But sometimes I'll talk for an hour and I'm like, and what about you? Like, oh my God.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret here.
Yeah.
It's actually incredibly easy to run this show.
Hell yeah.
What I do? I ask comedians, hey, you know another comedian I can interview? And they're like, yeah, let me give you their Instagram. And then I reach out, and then I do a little bit of online stalking, and then I compile some lists, and then I'm like, all right. And then I don't think about it until Friday.
It's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of time, we have 5 minutes left.
Oh my God.
Little
that
time
was so
check.
fast.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, Lord.
Time goes. What's this thing? Time flies when you're having fun.
It's true.
There we go. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. I feel like this would be a really fun to ask you.
Oh,
Would you date another comedian?
Oh, no.
No? Just
Absolutely
instant
not.
no?
Instant no. I might shtup another comedian, but like not date at all ever. It's just like it's such a small pool of people. It's large, but like it's small. And also you don't want to feel like you have a rival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never recommend dating people in the same field. I mean, listen, sometimes you get some amazing power couples out of it. Like my best friend Anastasia Jacques is dating Ray, and they're a huge power couple, and they're both comedians. So it's like it could work, but like that's the only couple I know that's doing well who are both comedians.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, I also, I don't want to risk dating someone who is funnier than me.
That's scary.
Huge risk.
That would keep me up
I
at
mean,
night.
not that big of a risk if it's like a male comedian, but like, I don't know. If I date a man who's funnier than me, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that would trigger me.
That would really trigger me. If I dated a woman who was funnier than me, I'd be okay with it. Is that sexism? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand by that. I'm gonna say, you know what, that brand's all right with me.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I've got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
What is the level of comedy that you'd like to attain?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think, listen, I would love to get to Taylor Tomlinson's level. Every comedian would, but I think I eventually want to head into performing in, but also just writing and producing shorts and sketches online. I love being on set. I love working in front of the camera, behind the camera, and I think I would really enjoy producing like a feature, a short, anything that people can sit down and watch and enjoy and relax. Because I love going to the movies. I think it's an amazing escape, and I think more people should do it. And then here's where I pitch AMC A-Lister. This is actually an ad.
Nicole Kidman, this is where movies
I know. I have to call them. I have to be like, listen, I've pitched you on every single thing I've been on. Please sponsor me.
They gotta pick up the phone.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are they gonna give me? Free movies? I already got that.
Where do you get free movies from?
AMC. Do you not know about AMC A-List?
I actually don't. I never go to the.
My God.
I never sit through the AMC ads.
You pay $26 or $27 a month. You get, I think 3 or 4 free movies a week.
A week?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah, if you buy one IMAX ticket a month, it pays for itself. If you buy maybe like 2 or like 1.5 tickets
Yeah.
a month, it pays for itself.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
And you get points if you buy like their snacks or whatever.
Yeah.
And so once you gather enough points, you get money off like buying snacks and stuff.
I'm sold.
I've had it for the longest time, and every time a friend's like, "Do you want to go to a movie?" I'm like, "You and AMC A-lister?" I'm like, "I want to go to every movie. I don't care what movie. I don't care if it's bad. I'm going. I'll be there.
Right on.
It's free."
What's the best movie that you've seen recently?
Oh my god. Recently, honestly, Project Hail Mary was fantastic. And I'm not usually a space movie girly,
So good.
but I think it's because it was funny. I think
Yeah.
because it was funnier than I anticipated.
It
I
was
like, okay.
entertaining. Ooh.
Yeah. Also, that I don't want to give too much away, but that alien was a puppet. It wasn't CGI. It was a puppet.
No way.
Yeah, because I looked up to see who did the voice of it, because I was like, that has to be Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk voices everything. It wasn't. It was a different guy, but they were like, yeah, and he was one of the people on the 4 to 7 person team of the puppet. And I said, the what?
What? That is so cool. So
Yeah.
everyone's just pulling the different strings.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
I was like, I knew it looked too good to be true.
That is so cool.
I
You know,
knew it
I'm
looked
so
great.
glad that they're not doing CGI. That stuff
Yeah.
is
No, we're shying
crap.
away from that now, and I'm really happy about it.
It's all headed towards the 2030 Renaissance.
Yeah, and like bring back the artists, bring back like
Yes.
the set decorators, and bring back the people who create these pieces and these puppets. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
bring
the
it back.
intentionality. No more of that like post editing.
100%, especially with this new AI thing. I'm like, no, bring back real stuff.
Don't even get me started.
Oh my god, we don't have enough time.
All right, I have one more question to ask you, and that is, where can listeners watch you perform?
Oh man, always the internet. I'm always posting stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I'm performing all over Los Angeles. I've been trying to get a little bit outside of Los Angeles, but we're working on that right now. I am typically mostly on the east side right now, looking to get over to the west side. If anyone's booking on the west side, I'm available. But I'm also performing all over the country right now. I have shows in Erie, Pennsylvania, New Orleans, Louisiana, Austin, Dallas, Houston. I'm hoping to get a show in San Francisco. So I'm going to kind of be bouncing all over the place, but I'm going to be trying to post. And if you want me to visit your area or perform near you, please, 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 for the love of God, DM me on Instagram, or just like send me a message wherever you can, because I am keeping a running list of where people want me to perform, because I want to perform for people who want to see me.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck in your national tour.
Thank
That's
you.
incredible. And all the best with your sketch writing, your content creation, your comedy career.
Of course.
Even though it's just in its infancy, you know, I have a feeling that it'll bloom. And thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Dude,
I
my
really
pleasure.
appreciate
I love a radio show. I think
Oh,
you're my
yeah.
first like true radio show. So
Well, welcome to the experience.
thank you for popping that cherry.
For sure. Just want to shout out the person who's coming next. Ooh, I can't see that. Oh, I see. The show Propaganda by.
Propaganda.
I'm so sorry. I can't even
Crushing
see
it.
that.
You're doing so good.
got my
Propaganda.
contacts in.
Uh-oh, sounds political.
It does. Well, I'm hoping that it gets really saucy and they say inflammatory things. That's what I'm saying. I can't pronounce it.
Oh, DJ Born Again Fury and DJ Scalia? That sounds like a medical issue. We should get that checked.
Thank you so much. This has been Laugh About It Radio Hour with your host, DJ Lazar Lily, and
Nina Dicker.
all right, catch you next week. We are listening now to Luis by TV Girl.
And there's a song there that's coming from, from